Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gents. This is Genvièv tuning in live from Facebook Live and also from Genvièv TV. And today I was thinking I would not tuning live today because it's been a pretty rough week for me. And I thought I should probably skip today so I don't look like hell on wheels on camera. And also so that my energy is a little bit more upbeat and uplifting for all of you guys. And then I decided to go live anyways for a few reasons. Number one is because my channel is all about authenticity, and we're all humans. And even when you spend your life, in fact, especially when you spend your life uplifting and motivating and supporting others, helping them stay on float, it requires enormous energy from us, basically. I was discussing that with some of my colleagues this week. You know, you have somebody drowning and you throw your life force at uplifting them and keeping them up until they can, as a deep sea rescue diver is the same thing, until they can reach safety. And it's extraordinary. Demanding on us as deep sea rescue divers and also as hypnotherapists and those of us who help others survive and find their way through adversity. So it's of course very demanding, and so I would never be honest if I would pretend that I'm always on the cloud nine and always upbeat. It's a conscious effort, and there are weeks like today. Hi Giuseppe and Nicola and Daniele Itali and sono molto piacere di mio amico from Alessandro that who is constantly staying by my side. Incredible friendships. So there are weeks where we get hit, and this week today for me was a week where I got hit pretty hard. My vehicle was attacked, vandalized, and the tire were slashed, which after getting the vehicle towed, and you can imagine I'm in the middle of the countryside here. There's no public transportations like we have in Europe, in France, in Monaco, where you can go anywhere just walking and taking the bus, and so to speak, and the escalators. Here, if you lose your vehicle, you're basically stranded. So it was very shocking to find that happened to me this week. And yet through adversity, so I speak a lot about adversity. That's basically the topic of my channel. And during the course of this week, I received messages from some who have been hit by adversity as well, telling me that they too collapsed and they didn't find the gift. And so I want to remind all of you, my last video was about exactly clarifying that it's been said a lot that adversity and crisis in Chinese, the alphabet contain two characters for the word crisis or adversity, one of them meaning danger, the other one meaning gift. That was a misperception of the early translations, a mistranslation basically. What it truly means, adversity, crisis in the Chinese alphabet, the original description of the word was danger and a juncture, a point of change, a point where we're able to make a radical transformation. So it's not a gift, and I want to clarify that. You know, if we expect that every time we get hit by adversity, there's a gift that's going to be delivered onto our laps, we might very well be disappointed. What it brings us is clarity. What it brings us is the opportunity to shed the weight of the false facets of our personalities and the false allies to those who, when we collapse, instead of nurturing us and standing by us and reassuring us, even if they don't understand us, because nobody's ever going to understand totally someone else in the worst time of their lives. And it's not about understanding, it's about making the choice to be there and be present for those who matter for us. And when we don't understand why they're burning up in ashes and what their reactions are, which we all experience during these times, helping others and being helped ourselves. When we don't understand, it's not about proving the other person wrong and crushing them. It's about being there and supporting them and saying, even if I don't understand you, that's okay, I'm here. And I'm so lucky to have been surrounded by these incredible allies, both through the course of attempting to save my life over the last few years, where there was this vendetta to basically end my existence on this planet in my journey. And those incredible allies have appeared. And so during the course of this week, I had this incredible dichotomy again to realize who is truly there in times of need, and those who you think they're there, and then when you collapse, they actually push you under and take that moment of vulnerability to oppress and collapse you. And so my car, just I want to finish this story before I move on to the core of this topic today, which I was asked to do by some people who reached out to me in the midst of very difficult situations this week. So in the midst of this catastrophe, suddenly my vehicle is attacked. And first, to those of us who were aware of it, were throwing suggestions. You know, you review the camera footage, because now I have video live coverage around my educational center that I can review, and attempting to find, you know, theories and such. And we bounced so many theories. Well, the end result is those who experts who reviewed the vehicle and process the claims for insurance claims and replacement and repair, told me that my tires were attacked with a snow pick and lacerated from top to bottom. Basically, it was a top to bottom motion with an ice pick, not a snow pick. My French translation again. So vicious attack, and it shocks you, of course, because it's your mobility and independence. And it puts you in a state of jeopardy. It stops your entire schedule in the middle, and it forces you to put everything on hold and spend the day juggling with insurance claims, juggling with... Thibaut, merci de... Ça fait plaisir. Christophe, bienvenue à bord. Ah, plein de cœur de moi aussi. Hein. J'ai bien besoin de votre amitié, là, tous les deux. Dans les moments durs, et cette semaine, c'était pas facile du tout. Donc, I'm continuing in English for those of you who don't speak French. So after my vehicle was towed by multiple tow trucks because it was sent to the wrong location first. But you know, in this journey of, you think everything is going wrong, and you think, why am I attacked again? What's the point here? I'm doing everything I can to help and survive and inspire. Why am I continuing to be attacked? And you know, we don't always know the responses and the lessons right away. But what a beautiful journey once again this week, because there was this coordination of incredible people. So first, my vehicle is towed to a tire dealership, and they end up telling me they can't service the car because insurance claims and all of that. They don't have the right tire because I have a 4-wheel drive because of my ski patrol and mountain rescue activities. And so it seemed to be problem after problem. And at the end of the day, every link of the chain did their little miracle. So the first place that said they couldn't service my car were kind enough to change the lacerated tire with the spare so that it could be driven somewhere. And then the next dealership told that the car was supposed to be taken to, gave me some more information that served me, even though they couldn't help. And then, of course, my longtime ally, Frank, he's a guardian angel, you know. From the least expected place appear the most incredible angels on your path. This man, Frank, is the service manager of the Gresham Subaru dealership where I service my car. And the first time I came to see him, I said to him, I understand I'm going to be completely taken advantage of because I was brainwashed to believe by someone who was very important to me for a huge chunk of my life, who kept repeating to me, because he was in the field of transportation, that I was just a girl with an accent, and therefore nobody would take me seriously in car dealerships, and I would be robbed everywhere I would go. And I actually shared that with the service dealership, who became my greatest ally over the years. And when my life was at stake, that's the man who, among my army of incredible allies, would call me my service dealership. I mean, imagine that, every single week, to make sure I was okay and that I kept strong. And told me from the get-go, Genviève, you're too smart to be taken advantage of. You're not going to be robbed because you have an accent, and that's nonsense, and I'll show you otherwise. And from that day on, I was better taken care of by him than anybody before, when I was with this person who told me that only he could be taking vehicles to repairs, because otherwise I wouldn't be taken seriously. So just an anecdote to show that, you know, when you expect it the least, those allies come. And so, of course, Frank, VIP, red carpet, organized everything for my vehicle to be transported and taken care of immediately, so I could be back on my wheels. The insurance company were absolutely incredible. You know, Geico, kudos, amazing company, so kind, so supportive, even through the different changes that we made. And I was sent in a rental transporter by myself at night in the deepest fog to try to find a dealership where I could exchange the truck. Those who plugged in my GPS in the truck plugged in the wrong address and delivered the car just a bit too late for me to get in time to the Enterprise dealership in Gresham, who was supposed to bring me to then my car at the end of the day. It was late at night, and I ended up lost in the countryside with a humongous semi-transporter. That was the only thing that they put me in the middle of nowhere, stranded in the middle of the night in the fog so deep you couldn't see in front of you, thinking, okay, that's it, I'm toast. I'm in the middle of nowhere in Gresham, in countryside. I have the GPS stopped me here. There is absolutely nothing here. So they made a mistake. They didn't give me the number. I was completely stranded. And out of the darkness on the side of the road appears this little guy in a hoodie who looked like a gang member. And I was frantically panicking because I knew the delivery of the truck place was going to close in Gresham, and I would be left with Patrick. Welcome on board. You caught me this time. And I would be left without all alone in the midst of a fog, in the middle of nowhere, with no GPS, no address. It was catastrophe. And this gang guy in a hoodie appears and he climbs on board my vehicle, and I'm thinking, you know, I mean, so I gave him my phone and my pass, and he told me, don't worry, just I'm going to reorient you. Where are you going? And he plugged in, total stranger, an angel in the middle of the night, in the middle of a fog, plugged in the address of the Enterprise where I was supposed to deliver the truck so they could bring me to my car dealership. And looked at me and smiled, because we both looked at each other, and there was this preconceived notion that could be a dangerous situation. You know, I'm stranded in the middle of a road, and there's this guy in a hoodie that comes by and comes into my truck. And I'm thinking, okay, you know, fate, be with it, you know. And he was my guardian angel, another man that appeared out of nowhere, plugged me in, and I got in time. I mean, I was after the time, but they were still open. And so I got my vehicle back. And in the midst of all that, just witnessed once again that if not a gift, adversity just shows you who there are forces. There are forces incredible that are there when you least expect it. And so these forces are just so moving, you know, some stranger in the middle of the night that comes and rescues you, and in your service car dealership who won't give up on you for years and make sure you're alive and okay, and bends over backwards to help you keep a vehicle that can help you transport yourself. And so in the midst of all that, what a week, you know, and then being also, you know, attacked very, very viciously when you're so weak and you need support, you know, so you know, it just shows you who is really there and who is not, and that's okay. You know, we can't control fates, we can't control others. We just have to trust that there is a path, and we will be given the strength to either dissolve, literally, because one of the person who wrote to me said, catastrophe after catastrophe. Well, as I was saying in my last video, it's about detachment in the end, and knowing that, you know, we don't control everything. What we control is our own state, and we can fight as much as we can, and then until we collapse. And when we collapse, we're either going to rest for a while in our state of despair and collapse, or we're going to eventually push ourselves back up, or we will dissolve back in the earth. And that's okay too, because it's regenerating, basically. So I've always been the one that says, I don't pretend to want to live at all costs, but I'll give it my best shot, just because when I collapse, these allies appear and just surround me and fill me with such moving gratitude that for them, you know, like last night, my attorney in the middle of Texas, in the middle of a road, who calls me and stays on the phone with me because he felt I was disheartened, literally holding my hand and then spreading the words so the rest of the allies just join in. So for these people who surround us at our worst, because we all have our downtime and we all have our moments of deep discouragement, and we all have our moments of doubt and thinking, I'm not going to make it. And I'm definitely one of many who have those moments, of course, you know, and especially uplifting others and pushing people up so they stay up, which I do with my 1000% dedication, is also very taxing on your own energy. So for those of those magnificent characters who surround you and won't give up on you no matter what, and are always there, even if they don't understand what you're going through, always respond to make sure you don't give up. I mean, that alone is so honorable that in those conditions we don't have the right to deny that and not recognize that that is such a magnificence of character that it needs to be rewarded by giving our best effort. So today what I want to do with all of you in just a few minutes here, because of course I can't do hour-long sessions on YouTube and on Facebook, it would be too enormous for people to log into. But I want to give you a very brief, just relaxing exercise, because I've had people ask me that, telling me we need more help, we need a direct methodology. So all of you who are listening to this and want to follow up with me, all you need to do is just take a deep breath in, and you can keep your eyes open, you can close your eyes if you wish, that's totally up to you. If you're driving, do not close your eyes. In fact, do not listen while driving or operating machinery. That's my disclaimer. And please just watch the road in front of you and turn off your cell phones, okay? But if you're sitting in your chair, comfortable at home, just allow your muscles to be loose and relaxed. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send a wave of relaxation from the top of your head all the way down your body, out through your toes, noticing your body sinking into the chair, softening, melting into the chair, into the sofa, wherever you are sitting. Even if you're standing, you can do it standing. We do it in presentations on plastic chairs, allowing that relaxation to flow from head to toes. There's nothing scientifically complicated about this state. It's just allowing you to be present, and then bringing that relaxation to your eyes and eyelids, focusing on relaxing your eyelids so much that you can almost feel the weight of your eyelashes resting onto your cheeks, deeper, softer, and then almost feeling your eyes sinking softly into their sockets, so relaxed and so loose as they're becoming. Beginning to breathe with your belly, pushing the breath out. What that does is it unplugs the fight or flight mode, the autonomic central nervous system alert mode. It unplugs it, allows your body to know that you're safe. So breathing with your belly, keeping the air deep in there, allowing it to nourish like a lake of peaceful quietness, your whole belly, holding it in place, and then exhaling, and allowing any stress, any tension, any toxic energies and emotions to be expelled from your body with the exhale. And then just simply taking a few breaths like this, allowing your body to sink. And then you can, of course, follow any methodologies. I have an audio that is available online. You can see it below on the description box on any of my YouTube videos. So do log on to the channel on YouTube for that. And or any book, any methodology. It's so easy, just simply relaxing your body. And then what I want you to do, for those of you who ask me, I'm in the midst of a horrible moment right now, I need help, and for one reason or the next are not able to schedule with me right away, just simply zoom into your attention, into your body. Look for those negative emotions, those emotions that are heavy and that are toxic. Maybe it's somebody accusing you of their own issues and turning everything on you and making you guilty and making you heavy and blaming you for trying to survive and for being yourself. Whatever the case may be, maybe it's these circumstances in your life. Just scan internally those emotions. Where do you feel them? you begin to become in charge of your own mental movie production or your own animated motion picture, so to speak. So use your imagination. When you're scanning your body internally, imagine traveling down your body in a little ship or in a little flight mobile, whatever you want it to be. You're the director of your own movie at that moment. And then scan your body from head to toes. Notice those dark emotions, those heavy emotions. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they stagnating? Are they in your heart? Are they in your belly? Are they in your limbs? Are they in your throat? And then deciding, are they helping you right now? Are you carrying the weight of somebody else's accusations, of somebody else's refusal to be present with you when you need nurturing and when you need warmth? Are you carrying the weight of fear that belongs to others? What are you carrying, and is it beneficial for you to carry this? And if the answer is no, then it's your signal that it's okay to dissolve, delete, release these negative emotions and allow yourself a moment of peace. I've done that in moments of terrible grief where I'd actually lost somebody who was part of my life, who was so important that I was stupefied and like absolute paralysis. And when so I'm giving you my personal examples to give you some references to work with. When I scanned my body internally, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't move, I couldn't think, I was completely paralyzed. And I scanned my body and I said, where are the negative emotions? My answer at that moment was everywhere, everywhere. They were everywhere. It's not always the case. Sometimes you'll feel them in your belly, in your heart, in your throat, wherever. They can move around. At that moment, for me, they were everywhere. And the color, what color are they? At that moment, for me, it was like black tar. You know, for us Mediterranean divers, we've seen sometimes those catastrophic oil spills in the seas, and all of the seas and the flora and the fauna, all the animals, all the wildlife being extinguished, basically by that thick, just gel of black tar, of fuel, of oil. And so that's how it felt for me. And then you decide, well, is this helping me? Of course not, right? It's not helping you function. It's not helping you respond at this moment in time. I'm losing my light here. Sorry, guys. This is the day that I should have been resting. And so then what would you use if you were in control? If you were a SWAT team, response team, an emergency medicine response team at that moment, what would you use to save that, to rescue that environment, right? What would you use to clean that environment and to restore wellness and peace? So sometimes we think of jets, sometimes we think of lasers, sometimes we think of tools, sometimes we think of, you know, that's totally up to you. And then going up from the top of your head down to your body, dissolving and dissipating. You can work with a sponge. Some of us do that in session. Some people tell me I'm working with a sponge. Other people use scalpel and lasers and peel off. And so going from head to toes, dissolving that tar. If it's feeling like tar for you, it may be mud, it may be inflammation. In that case, you would deflate the inflammation. So working internally in your body with your mind, releasing the misperceptions, releasing the harm, releasing the hurt, releasing the wounds, releasing the shock, releasing the stress, the despair, the grief, all of these emotions that are present at that moment in your body. Use whatever you want to use to kind of restore that peace, that serenity, that wellness. And you can take as much as you want, and you'll find that when you start working with that, it really happens fast. And then what you want to leave in your body and your mind is that state of space, of internal silence, of light, feeling light, a current of light coming in from the top of your head, filling your entire head with light, descending, dissolving and dissipating anything that is not of itself, filling you with light, warm, soothing, sometimes some people tell me sweet tasting, flower essence, scents, you know, that beautiful current of wellness that you're allowing from head to toes to replace and resolve and delete that grief, that shock, that stunned state that we can be in when we get viciously attacked. And there's nothing we can do at that moment but the namaste, you know, the divine within me respects and honors the divine within you, and giving others the freedom to be who they want to be. and allowing yourself to repair and replenish and restore your fauna, your flora, your internal universe through that adversity. So that's a very good technique to practice. Remember to leave that state in the most peaceful, serene idea, imagination, vision that you can possibly concoct with your mind, that you can possibly come up with, visualize and envision a state of peace, a state of silence, a state of clarity and wellness. And when you're at that depth, whether you work with my audio or with a book or with a methodology that you are gently and surely mastering, remember to anchor it. You can do that very simply with a finger technique, whichever fingers you'd like. I mean, it's totally up to you. Where's my camera? Right here. I'm confused today. Remember to anchor it so you can replicate it, and it can help you ground yourself when you're under attack. It can help you restore, replenish, and place a shield of protective energy around you so you can have the best chance at protecting yourself from those who are harming you when you're at your most vulnerable. So that's it for today, guys. I wanted to give you a little more today because of the questions that were asked to me during the course of the week. Give us something that we can practice live on camera. So we have to be short because we can't do this for the length of a session here. In my practice, I work sometimes 2 hours with somebody to create radical transformations. Remember, I am a board-certified forensic and clinical hypnotherapist. I help you with consulting, hypnosis, identify the blocks, the obstacles, the limitations, the difficulties that are preventing you from functioning at your best. I'm an emergency medicine first responder with the Wilderness Medicine Institute. And I'm a trauma survivor who continuously expand my experience with trauma, as I demonstrated this week. And rather than taking the day off, and sleeping and resting and recovering, I decided to be totally honest and authentic and come on camera, even though I haven't slept a single second last night. And I've been through a really, really challenging week, to just show myself up exactly as that, as a human being like all of you, who is here to help you because I have suffered so much and learned so much through the adversity that I have faced, that I had no other choice but to develop methodologies to help ourselves when we're faced by trauma. So I hope those of you, thank you, Deirdre. You're so kind. You're so kind. Thank you, Patrick. You guys make my day. So sorry for my hellish look today. I know I look like hell on wheels and scary to even see on camera, and also my very low energy. I will look better next week with God's blessing, right? God willing, or I will be dissolved. Who knows, I don't pretend to know those things. I just graciously honor the presence of those incredible individuals who stand by my side with such integrity and magnificence, literally magnificence of character. Whether they understand me or not, they're here holding my hand and standing strong. And this is so beautiful that just for them, I just cannot give up, because those who surround me are so magnificent that I don't have the right to let them down. And that's what's keeping me going. And so the end of the story, for the short note, is because of the vandalism and the attack on my vehicle, which was proven an attack after we went through all these different scenarios, I'm now traveling with 4 brand new tires that my incredible ally Frank at Gresham Subaru, if you guys want good service now, there is no comparison. I'm now running on 4 brand new tires and new brakes as well, because in the midst of all that, we found out that my brakes were shot. So if I hadn't been attacked this week, I might have encountered a difficult situation as I'm training with mountain rescue this winter on the mountain, because I had tires that were compromised and I had brakes that were compromised. And now, because of the attack on my vehicle, I have strong tires and I have strong brakes. So whoever attacked me actually served me. So you see, those predators that are out there, it's not fun, it's not easy in any way, shape, or form, and I will never tell you that it is easy to resurface from adversity. And it's not a gift, but it allows to open doors that in the end make us stronger, and that is the truth. And my vehicle is stronger today than it was last week because it was attacked. So even my vehicle is showing us that proof. So there you go for the good story. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for putting up with my my state as it goes this week, and thank you for joining me. It's always such an honor to connect with each and every one of you and share my insights with you and read your comments and questions. And I hope this video fulfilled the needs of those who asked me something a little bit more robust this week with actual steps to recover. So there you go. See you next week, and until then, everybody have a wonderful weekend. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.